Today's the day, and this is what we're doing. Just like last year, we are at the Hyatt Regency in Orlando on International Drive. It's a pretty good venue. It worked out really well last year. Hopefully we're looking at the same setup this year. And I know this week we're also kind of in competition with Dragon Con up in Atlanta. So that's probably going to siphon off quite a few potential attendees. So we'll see how it goes.
They need to do it for the fans, though. The fans keep this stuff going.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the Han Solo blaster.
Yep, absolutely. That's nice.
Yeah, we've got the lightsaber down at the Believe It or Not just down the street.
Oh, right. That is awesome.
I call it the first one
The showroom floor is a lot smaller than it was last year. Same space, but a lot fewer vendors. And it looks like 90% of what I can see from here are Funkos. Interesting.
I came in I came in a day early because we had an air traffic controller strike and you had a hurricane.
And we had a hurricane. I was worried about the storm was going to delay things.
You should normally from London to Orlando. It's sort of like that. You know, it's a great circle like that. This one was.
Nice.
Would you mind terribly? That's so dark. You think I can get another print and get it like in silver for him so it pop out a little better? Because it's just blending in so much. Would that be all right? If you want silver?
Is that really blending in?
A little bit, if you don't mind. If you don't mind,
Okay,
it's fine.
so what are we going to do then? Are we?
I gotta just use a silver marker on it. I'll grab it real quick. Came out really well.
I got a little something in there, right? You got him a little something in there. Good. Thank you very much. That's great. Thank you very much.
I brought that paint. And I don't know which would be better for you. Do you have enough space there, or do you want to go across here? Oh, Rogue One or Sallah. Okay. Because the enclosed. But I never thought.
So the setup is a little different this year. Last year, behind me here is where you got in line for your tickets, your lanyards, and things like that, and the entrance was over there, and then the conference room just off of that is where they were doing the various panels. This year, it's actually over in this room behind me, and we still don't know where the panels are yet. We're about to go to the information tables and find out for that. But so far, the con's been going great. Greedo and I have met Titus Welliver, Warwick Davis and John Rhys Davies, as well as what's that? Glenn Randall, stunt, one of the stunt guys who played Boba Fett in Return of the Jedi. So far it's been a great day, and next up is going to be John Rhys Davies' panel here in about an hour and a half. So we're getting ready for that.
John Rhys Davies.
Oh, yes, the one and only John Rhys Davies, who is on strike because he wants to remain the one and only John Rhys Davies. By and large, I'm pretty skeptical of strike actions, and to be honest with you, I think it's a long shot that we're going to achieve what we want. But this strike, particularly on the one issue of artificial intelligence and the liberty taking of great corporations of the images and the talents and the movements and the gestures and the facial expressions of an actor, or merging it with 2 or 3 actors, and then being able to patent it for future use in all, really for the rest of the time we have an entertainment industry at all, is really rather frightening.
Well, that is the end of day 1. Be back tomorrow for more. Had a great day. I got to see lots of fun stuff, meet a lot of interesting personalities, and looking forward to more tomorrow. All right, now I'm back for day 2. Day 1 was a big success on Friday. Now it's Saturday. I've got a couple of panels I'm going to go see, and maybe even a couple of guests to get some photos with. So had a lot of fun yesterday, hoping to have just as much fun today.
You're watching the Cantina Club and you crush your enemies.
I've been tempted to bring like kids versus buildings and just knock them all down with their feet. Oh my goodness, check this out.
What's up? Make a hole! Make a hole, make a hole!
To welcome the inimitable Warwick Davis.
Very good, thank you.
How do you feel about that? We are so excited to have you with us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. So let's start things off with little things like, oh, how did you first start acting? Where did that come from for you?
I'm sure most people in the room know the story because it's well told, but my grandmother was listening to the radio and Lucasfilm put out an announcement looking for short people to be in the new Star Wars film, which at that point was Return of the Jedi. And she heard the word Star Wars and little person, put the two things together and thought of me. She told my mum, who phoned the studio, and they said, we had everyone we need now. We had loads of calls, thank you. So I don't know how mum got me an audition, but she nonetheless did. And I went up and met with a production assistant who said, do you like Star Wars? And I went, yeah. She said, do you want to play an Ewok? I said, what's one of those? And she said, well, you'll find out as you get measured up for a costume. And that was it. That was simple as that. So no audition process, just happened to be the right height for the job. And a Star Wars fan, so there's hope for you lot yet.
Absolute pleasure, privilege, and honor to introduce the one and only Ian McDermott!
Well, hello, Orlando.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Ian.
Well, can I just say, being back is good. I'm afraid that's the last you're going to hear from the Emperor today. And you're going to say why, aren't you?
Well, we are going to remind you that SAG-AFTRA is still on strike. I don't know if you've heard anything about that, but just to remind you gently, we're going to go ahead and skirt some issues. So, but things that we can definitely talk about are things like your opinions about candy corn, or
Very strong opinions about
strong
that.
opinions. Ooh, we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah. But I'm really excited also to hear more about your theater work, and I know somebody else already asked me about that. So we can go ahead and dive right in. But let's actually start a little bit further back.
Okay.
So let's start with what drew you to acting in the first place, of all things.
Yeah, it was a strange thing. I was a very shy kid, and we did things at school. All schools do plays, and my school in Dundee in Scotland, Morgan Academy, they didn't do a play, but they did this sort of, well, it was a famous song called Waltzing Matilda, Australian song. It's almost their national anthem, and the choir was going to sing it. And in front of the choir, there was going to be a mime. And I don't know if you know, but it's about a tramp. I don't tell you the whole story. And he doesn't behave terribly well, and he ends up diving into a pool, but he refuses to dive. And they came round and they said, does anyone want to audition for this? And I'd not really heard of that word audition before. And as I say, I was a shy kid, but I found, much to my surprise, as I was listening to this, my hand went up. And I was surprised that I'd done that. Anyway, they said, okay, Ian, you know, take your turns, other people, that's fine. And I watched the other people, and I had the nerve to think that I could do it better. You know, this shy kid. Anyway, I got up and I did it, and they agreed, and they gave me the parts, and I was very happy.
Well, that's going to be a wrap on day 2 of Fanboy Expo Orlando. Had another great talk with Titus Welliver. Got my photo taken with him with my law shirt on, and saw a couple of great panels with Ian McDermott and Warwick Davis. So we'll be back tomorrow for day 3, where we're going to see Titus Welliver's panel, and I'm going to hopefully get a photo with John Rhys Davies. So hopefully that'll come together tomorrow. But thanks for joining us so far, and we'll see you on day 3. Okay, day 3 has arrived for the Fanboy Expo Orlando here on International Drive at the Hyatt Regency. And it's going to be hopefully a good wrap up to a really fun convention. It's been We've gotten to do and see everything we wanted to so far, and hopefully today we'll finish up with one panel, Titus Welliver, and maybe I'm hoping to get a photo with John Rhys Davies. That's the plan, and after that we'll call it a wrap and be done with Fanboy Expo for 2023. Looking forward to it.
You okay if I take your picture with that? Just hold it up like that. Oh, I jinxed it. There you go. Thanks.
I'm going to go to work. I'm going to go down next week, I think, maybe the week after. The most important issue, really, is pay has stagnated. People are not getting well paid, and the copyright,
Or of images of you and everyone else.
and then you can just alter it slightly, and then they're trying to copyright that. So that they
So
can
it's not you, we've altered it. Yeah, exactly.
We've changed your voice slightly, give you a slight accent as well.
Yeah, that'd be like taking, a Led Zeppelin song and changing a couple of notes and saying, oh, that's our song. Yeah, that's not right.
But we have no idea how artificial intelligence is going to impact our society. I don't think, honestly, we can put the demon back in the jar.
Yeah, I agree.
But if we don't try it,
Some real issues. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
But that was awesome. That was freaking Sallah, Gimli, you name it.
Yep.
Yeah, that was amazing. That's another one of those moments that makes the con right there.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. This staff is awesome.
Yeah, that is really cool. So I had another one of those amazing moments at the convention. Just met John Rhys Davies. Had about a 5-minute conversation with him about the ongoing strike and just some different things about how it's affecting him and how it affects his livelihood, things like that. It was just really cool to get some quality time one-on-one to talk to him. He just definitely seems like a man you could sit and have dinner with, have coffee with for hours and never get bored. He would just talk and talk and talk. So that was definitely a highlight moment right there for the whole convention. Been a Raiders fan, Sallah fan for decades, and to finally have that moment one-on-one was pretty special. Pretty special.
They call my family the Crimson Tide. Call me Deacon Blues, Deacon Blues, yeah! Titus Welliver! Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much
today.
Thank you for having me.
How's
Hey,
the convention
everybody.
been going for you so far?
It's been great. It's
Yeah?
been fun. Yeah, I recognize all of these people.
Anybody that you were particularly excited to meet celebrity-wise that you maybe hadn't met before here?
Yeah, Mickey Dolenz,
Yes.
John Rhys Davies. Connected with Sarah Douglas, who I'd not met before, but my ex-father-in-law was the actor Terrence Stamp, who played General Zod
Oh my.
in the original Superman.
Nice.
And so Sarah Douglas and Jack O'Halloran are here, so that's kind of cool.
very cool.
I wish Stamp was here, but yeah, no, a great group of people.
That's awesome.
A lot of fun. We've been misbehaving a bit. Dawn knows where the bodies are buried. Yeah, she's sworn to secrecy.
Maybe not you can point away.
Are we waiting for the second sister is on the phone? No, she's putting her bucket on. That's fine. She's gonna keep posing. It's fine.
1, 2, 3, cheese. Luke Skywalker's
All right, that's going to do it for the 3-day convention here in Orlando, the Fanboy Expo at the Hyatt Regency. You can see behind me there. A lot of fun, had a great time. But thanks again for the likes, supporting the channel, subscribing, and all that good stuff. See you next time.